Hi, welcome to I Unlimited, committed to helping you find your best self and inner peace.
Hello, fellow travelers. Today I'm working with this deck, Energy Oracle Cards by Sandra Ann Taylor. And two cards came out. The first one being, let's see if I can get this up, Community. And what really struck me, a few things. First of all, look like angels or spirits. You can see all these shining lights around. And the word community is, in a way, kind of like saying math, right? There isn't just one definition to it. There's addition, subtraction, there's algebra, geometry, and then all the way up into calculus and trigonometry, right? I think community is much like that, because we can see community with the people at work, with our family, with our friends, with our extended family, right? But there's also community with spirits, with the guides, the guards, right? With the divine. And isn't there also community with ourselves, right? Because back to math, if we say math, and we do have trigonometry and calculus, but none of those are possible without the foundation, without the basics. So in order to have that, you have to have a command of addition and subtraction and stuff, right? You have to know those laws, be aware of them. So in order to really have a good community with our family, with our friends, it helps to have that community with the angels and the spirits and the divine, right? And as in math, you can't even have addition and subtraction without the most basic level of understanding that such a concept as numbers exists. That there is one or two or three of something. Now, we gave them the names. But understanding numbers, the very foundation, right? Understanding that same thing, that inside of us, that what we are literally made of in our cells is, stardust, right? We're made of that energy. We're made of the divine, as is everyone else. And when we start there, to have community with ourself, and with ourself to that connection to the divine. That's what going within gives us access to. It becomes the doorway, the portal to something greater, the divine, right? Knowing that that flows through us, flows into us, flows from us. That then gives us access to these other divine entities, these divine energies, right? You don't have to think of them as beings of, it's not as we live life here, a person telling you do this, do that, right, wrong, passing judgment. It's an energy, right? And we all have energy. And we all have different types of energy and different levels of energy in any given moment. All right, it could be an excited energy, it could be a sad energy. So having that community with ourselves, of seeing those divine points of light, those sparks within us, gives us direct access, direct connection to these other divine energies. Right? Gives us access to seeing those divine energies in others. Gives us access to being present to, experiencing those divine energies when we are in community with others, when we are interacting with others, right? And the other card that came out is, gotta put my glasses back on, Angel of Balance. Such a big word. It has been for me. Like, it seems like all of life is learning to balance, because anything too far to an extreme, one way or the other, isn't good for us. Just as I've said, even a medicine that's good for you, taking too much of it then becomes a problem, right? So the angel of balance. And one of the biggest things I know that I've been learning about over my lifetime and trying to get balance in is between leaning on, depending on self, or depending on others, or depending on divine energy. Because sometimes, especially as we open that spiritual portal within us and that awareness and realization, there have been times that you just want to say, you do it, you take it. I know that can even be a big thing as people are taught growing up, but we can't, kind of gets back to math again, right? The balance and math. We can't take ourselves out of the equation, right? We still, divine entities can show us the way. That divine energy can be lighting a path, giving us that inspiration in our heart, like, oh yes, that feels right, that feels good. But if we never get off the sofa and take a step and do anything, then it's not going to come to be, right? So it isn't just turning it over, because we have to take the action. I know people want to have someone predict their life for them, and this is going to happen and that's going to happen. Well, someone can tell you're going to meet this fabulous person, you're going to get this fabulous job. But again, if you don't get off the sofa, if you don't pick up the phone or get on the computer, you don't apply for that job, interview, go and meet people, it's not going to happen, right? And then they wonder, well, they said that was going to happen. They must have just not known what they were talking about. Well, no, there has to be balance. You have to be involved, right? And there is no one law. This is how it is. This is how it's done. You do this much and they do that much. It's moment by moment by moment, circumstance by circumstance. So even within one circumstance, this moment, this may be required. And then the very next moment, now that something has transpired, something has shifted, now something new is required, right? But it all starts with that community. And this community very clearly depicting something divine, something great, that even as we're among others, the divine is always there, that divine light, right? And if we balance, if we first look to enhance and enrich and fill ourselves with the divine light, right, that divine energy in and of in through ourselves, then what we perceive shifts. Isn't it true that if you were in a dark room, what you can perceive in that room is completely different than once you put the light on? It's that simple. It's no different spiritually, etherically, right? It doesn't have to be like, ooh, that's just weird stuff. No, it's real. Go in a dark room. How much can you perceive? Flip a light on. Much different. So when we focus, commit to light, divine light, pull that with every breath in, pulling that light in through us and allowing it. Don't trap it. Don't try to hold it and keep it. Allow it to flow through. There's more. There's more. There's always more. It's never going to run out. Right? As we fill ourselves, allow it to sweep any darkness inside us out. Anything stuck, anything not divine and light. With every breath in, expand. Feel yourself expanding the boundaries of your body, making space between every cell. And as you exhale, allow that which wasn't divine to leave. That which was a hindrance, a block, to go. Anything burdensome, right? And then from that place of light, we'll see something new. We'll see what our actions are to take. We can be in community from that place. It's much easier when we're in the light to be in community with the divine. and then take our actions from there. So as always, quickest, easiest, simplest way I've found so far to access that is that breathing. Breathe in gently, but try to count 4, 5, 6, whatever you can, not to, so it's painful and awkward. Then expanding yourself, right? Hold it for a beat or two, and then exhale gently to that same count, 4, 5, or 6, whatever you can. And do that consciously over and over. Do it at least 3 times. You could do 5 or 8 or 12 to really see yourself pulling in that light and getting that, filling yourself more and more with that light, getting brighter and brighter, and cleansing yourself of all that burden and the heaviness. Making space so that you can feel that energy, that light energy flowing all through your body. You can do that anytime during the day, wherever you are, as many times as you want. And the more moments we have during the day where we're present to, connected to the light, where we're filling ourselves with the light, is going to completely change what we perceive in the world around us, what we see as available, what we see as our path, and gaining the clarity of what is our action to take and what is to be left alone by us. That is for someone else to carry, to transform, just as if there was the community of you and you're all trying to move a bunch of groceries. We have the holidays coming up, and you buy a lot of stuff. Everybody grabs something, right? You do not have to carry every single parcel yourself. It's just not necessary. You don't have to make every single dish yourself when there's community. There needs to be balance instead of you overdoing. And again, we don't need to figure it out with our human mind. Oh, what's right? What's wrong? What's it? Start from the light. Fill ourselves with light. And then see what our heart guides us to do. Sometimes our head doesn't understand it. May not agree with it. Oh, but what will they say? What will they think? Oh my gosh, if they don't have this kind of pie, oh, what? Yeah. Allow that noise, like, oh, okay, I hear you. Thank you. And, tell it to go sit in the back of the room. And you follow your heart. Have balance, right? That you're going to follow what your heart says, what the divine is guiding you to do, because aren't we interested to know where the divine will lead us and show us that maybe there's something even more profound, even more powerful, even more helpful for us to be doing instead of carrying the parcels or making that extra dish. So breathe. Anytime you think of it during the day, do at least 3 times, where you just fill yourself again. And until next time, my friends, keep shining that light.
I hope this video helped you rise higher and shine brighter. Keep going. Invest just a few minutes here with me each day, and you'll see your happiness, fulfillment, and inner peace grow. Please remember to share, like, and subscribe to this channel so others can find their best selves in inner peace too.